If there is a God, is he an atheist? Let's see. If I were God, I would want to know, where the fuck did I come from? It seems like God would have the same curiosities that we do, so he would wonder about his origin, obviously. And as far as I can figure, there's only three possibilities. One, and remember, I'm postulating this from the perspective of God, I came about via some version of natural selection. Two, I was created by an even greater creator than myself. Or three, I magically popped into existence. Now, three, of course, would be wholly unsatisfying. It's wholly unsatisfying to us, obviously. You wouldn't want to think that you just, boom, happened. If there's anything that a Christian would hate worse than the theory of natural selection, it'd probably be that you just happened to exist with no real purpose. If God did believe that, then maybe that would explain all of that anger he had in the Old Testament. So let's see, we go back to number 2, that he was created by an even greater creator than himself. Well, then we just have a loop of creators, an endless litany of gods, God ad infinitum. The problem, of course, with that theory is that if it's an endless litany of gods, then it obviously ends with him because he only created a universe and not another god. So there's the problem with that one. Number 1 is, of course, he came about by some process of natural selection. It would obviously have to be very different than the natural selection that we know, because if it ended up with just one singular entity, that means either he evolved based upon an environment that had no competitors, or that all of the life in one universe became one, and that one being became God. Now, that would mean that there was a cycle going on of a God creating a universe, that universe progressing to the point where it became a God in itself, and then it created another universe. Now, as ridiculous and far-fetched as that sounds, it's probably the most logical thing that you could possibly believe if you were God. But, since we're human beings, we can tell that all three things present huge, ridiculous errors that we cannot possibly, if we are logical and rational people, believe. So, if you put yourself in God's mindset and wonder and you ask yourself the question, where the fuck did I come from? Then you're likely to think, maybe I don't exist. So that's why I think God is an atheist.